Smoke Daddy, what you got?
As I was sitting at work this week, I just wish that there was a job that I could find that paid well, that I could get paid for an expectation of tasks, like not getting paid by the hour. Well, that you got to be here this many hours. Like this week, I want you to have this done, and whether that takes you 60 hours or 6 hours, just getting paid for the job at hand here, like the actual job, not the time you spent working on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's not a lot of that out there.
Like getting paid per job.
Yes.
Well, I believe there is a lot of jobs out there like that are your.
Well, tell me about them.
Like your landscapers or your.
Okay. So you work for a landscaper, like.
Oh, no. I don't work for him.
You're the owner.
I am.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. A place you can go to work for somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Because as our conversation went last week with Mr. Crow, sometimes just not cut out to be the proprietor. You just want to go in and do what you're good at, what you like doing.
You're right.
But I feel like there's not very many opportunities to say, hey, I'm really good at something. Why don't you pay me to do that? You tell me what you think is fair for the pay, and I'll get that much done, then I'll shag ass home and go do whatever else I got to do.
But what you're getting at is that the compensation package that's going to be given to you for said tasks will be hefty enough to carry your lifestyle without a overabundance of work. Is that right? Is that what I'm smelling?
No, without an overabundance of wasted time. I feel like you can't find a person that in their 8-hour day. I'm not going to say you can't find a person. Most people in their 8-hour day have more downtime than just their breaks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And if you knew that you could just get today, the task list was this, and not, hey, I got to be here 8 or 9 hours because that's how I got to be here. Mm-hmm. I got to get this done and get it done right, but then I could leave.
Yeah.
I bet you could get that done in 5.5 hours.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
could you imagine, though, if you said, like, there was always these at the mine, they'd always mess with us, like they'd say, hey, you guys, I tell you what, if you guys can get this pit of coal done and get it ready to go, you can go home. And then we'd track in bulldozer over the hill, and there's still 30 feet of rock over top of it and 4 foot of cap rock. We got to rip every inch of it out of there. And we're like, well, you son of a bitch. Like, there's no humanly way possible they'll get this done in the next 3 days, But
Dave, the real
like
possibility of this work you're looking for occurs in Southeast Asia predominantly, when they're making sneakers and other piecemeal things.
I was getting ready to say, so there used to be even like around here, like
Bangladesh.
No, so a lot of production type jobs.
Yeah,
you would get paid piece part. So you'd get a very
piece
small,
rate. They call it piece rate.
So
around here.
You got to hit your deal there, but that's when anything past that, you're making extra money.
Oh yeah.
Day. And I think that their production rates were much higher than they
good
are.
God, yes.
Hey, you just got to be here for 8 hours.
Yes.
So I think there's probably pros and cons to both, but
Oh, there's people. I know there's people in factories around here that are making, Jesus Christ, they're making 4 or 5 times what I make, and they're like I said, they're working 8-9 hour shifts and they're just absolutely killing it. But like you said, they are working their bags off. You know what I mean? Whereas, there's other people out there, like you said, that find more downtime through their day than just their breaks.
Right.
And there is. Like, there's no other way around it because of the nature of their job, too.
And I think a lot of salary
like,
jobs.
Could you imagine a drywall guy? Like, hey, this drywall guy, you got to wait till that shit dries. Or a painter.
Sure.
You got to wait till that shit dries. Or a concrete guy, stuff like that. There's going to be downtime through it.
Yeah, but you have your job set up where you jump from one to the other.
For sure.
And I think like a lot of salaried jobs, what makes it work out is that so many times maybe you got a 60-hour week because the job calls for it, but other weeks
you don't.
You don't, but still most of the time you're there for your 40 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like it's I don't know. It's
That
just,
was I know a lot of people that work in different jobs where they would be like, what time do you start every day? And I'm like, 7 o'clock. We punch clock, start at 7 o'clock, get off 3:30. That's what we do. And okay. I said, well, what time you start? And they're like, well, it varies. You know what I mean? I have to get, I have to work 6 hours or I have to work 8 hours, and it doesn't matter if it's from 7 to 3:30 or if it's noon to 8. I just have to get it done, get the time in, and then that's what I have to do.
I've been thinking about that too. Like, I think it'd be curious to find a job that was just number crunching. Like, hey, run the math on it, put it out, and like whether you work your 8 hours all in a row in the morning or maybe you work 4 hours in the morning and then come back around at 9 o'clock and work until 1 in the morning, finishing it up. Like, that's a whole weird thing that I think maybe this whole pandemic debacle we went through may have opened up for some.
Oh
folks.
God, I think the pandemic has changed the workforce immensely. Like with all this remote work and everything. Like, it's nutty, dude.
You see some of that starting to go back though.
Mm-hmm.
People
Working remotely?
yes.
Well, God, yeah. I mean, there's you can't tell me that there's not more people working remotely now than there ever has been.
Well,
No, I
I
don't-
think
and
it's
I
going
think
down.
I-
Like, people are getting called back to work because it doesn't. It works on paper, but not everybody is going to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, hell no. No, they're going to hit
Kind of the honor system.
Yeah, they're going to hit play on that old meeting button and then like put a green, like the guy with the green screen. You know what I'm talking about? Like all
yeah.
those TikToks. He's sitting at the damn
Yeah.
soccer game or wherever.
I think it's interesting to your point to talk about it because in my profession, there's always work. So I used to say this when I was in private practice, whether I work 20 hours today or 10, I'm still going to have a ton of shit to do tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
So like to say only have to be in to do this amount, like I've never viewed the work ending because it never does. I'm busier at times than I'm not, but I always look at it like this. Whatever's the most on fire gets the most attention first, and then we spread it out throughout the rest of the day. And that's how I do my 8 to 10.
Are there any jobs out there that pay for a specific set of tasks completed as opposed to time spent on a job? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them.
That's what I would think.
You do personal injury work. You don't get paid until you settle that case. Or if you lose the case, then you're out. Like, there's a lot of them that it's on via job. When I did a lot of my pauper work for counties, I didn't submit a bill till the case was done. Some bill monthly, but hell, I didn't have time to do that. I just billed when I got the case done. So, yeah, I think there's a lot more of it than what you think.
But I think we're shooting for like the whole like work less, right? Like, is that what we're looking for?
No. Waste less. Like, so now that I'm closer to dying, I could.
Hey,
do
Dave,
things
every
like,
day we are.
I think we get closer every
well,
day.
so I'm 39. Dad died at 50. So just planning if I die at 50, like my time's
You ain't
more
dying.
valuable.
Why are you planning that?
You're not dying.
Well, why would you not plan on dying yet?
Dave.
Like, plan for the worst and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
Dave.
But at
Dave.
any rate, so just knowing how close I am to keeling over, it's like any time that I'm not doing something that is productive to me or someone else, I'm like, man, like I'm ready. Like, I think I'm getting close to that point in time in my life where I can probably take a pay cut and just so I can be home more and find a job that's maybe less demanding.
Yeah.
Well, so really this
Let's
topic is more about valuing what your time is
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you're super busy and there's a lot going on and you're being like very productive and you can tell, oh, this is making a difference somehow. But then there's other times like, man, this probably isn't all that important to anybody. I'm just,
Oh yeah, I know all about that. Yes.
and it's like, wow, I could be at home existing
Yeah.
there.
But if the kids are at school and the wife's at work,
Editing podcasts.
Mowing the grass, adding to my dumpster, sitting in my own chair watching TikTok. Like, you know what I mean? Like all kinds of things.
I
we
mean,
could
fair
do.
enough.
Yeah.
I get what you're
Playing
saying.
golf for you, like you could be playing golf instead of being at the office.
It's our little secret. I don't play enough golf. Could play more.
That's the point.
Swing Dog and Tyler Jordan.
Oh yeah, pretty wild.
You're buddies with them.
That's
You're in
crazy.
with them, aren't
I
they?
like them. I think they're cool guys.
Oh,
Why?
no. I texted Tyler. I was like, "Hey,
Did you make it?
yeah." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Mama made ribs tonight. Everything's all good."
Oh,
and I was like,
my.
"All right, buddy," because
Yeah.
you had that look when it was time to go. You're like, "Really?" But
You're going back to Bloomington, huh?
yeah,
Nah, but damn. Well,
So-
Godspeed, pal.
yeah. But Tyler's a good dude, fan of the program.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Hell yeah.
But no, Dave, I get what you're saying. Valuing your time for what you want to do, not be a part of, not be tied to the man. So
Like
you hit your big.
freelance work. I think it's like freelance work, but steady enough, like a steady enough
David.
flow.
I literally, you know how the other day you told me on this iPad case that you thought that there should be some sort of kickstand?
Hey, there it is.
Holy shit.
I was very surprised it didn't have one the way.
Wow. We took the long way around that one.
It's amazing the things we discover.
Oh man, this is nuts. Like I could type and everything now.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, boys.
Technology's great.
Good one here.
Dave, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Since we value your time, we're going to go ahead and jump right to it. It is time for
Wait.
the Merc.
Whoa.
Hold on.
You're skipping
You
the most.
spent 8 months talking about this damn soup segment.
And he was just going to skip it. He was just going to breeze right through.
I was just seeing if you guys were paying attention.
No, you weren't.
True story, I was.
You got a soup?
You want me to or Dave?
I want you to chew that jerky a little bit louder in that microphone for our listeners at home. Folks at home. That's disgusting. I'm going to hit the mute on that button.
Oh boy.
Got a real strong jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a recipe.
Okay, what's it?
All right. So we are into soup season. This is the Let the Dutchmen Be Your Soup Curators or Creators.
Hashtag soup season.
Hashtag flannel. Hashtag pumpkin spice lattes. Hashtag basic white bitches.
Hashtag pound sign.
Anyways, so I'm going to go with a classic. Made it last week. Or not last week, but a couple weeks ago. Good old chili soup with noodles.
God.
And then you obviously have chili soup without noodles, Dave. So,
See, now some would say that it is chili or chili soup.
And soup has noodles and chili doesn't.
Exactly.
yeah, okay. So whatever you want to call it. Now, if you're putting elbow macaroni in your chili, that's trash.
Goulash.
That's trash.
Or some would say chili mac.
Yeah, don't do it. It's terrible. Those
don't
noodles,
mind it.
those noodles don't hold up very good. So, anyways, with this chili soup, we're going to start off with a little bit of ground beef, and we want to brown this ground beef, fellas. Like not overly brown, but we want to brown it enough to where it's a good consistency for your soup.
Yeah, like a medium well.
Yeah, we just want to do that because you're going to cook it a little bit more while everything else goes on. But we want to start off with some ground beef. Now, during this process, when you begin cooking, you can either throw your taco seasoning in while you cook.
Taco seasoning?
Not taco seasoning. Ooh.
You want me to cover this one?
I'm okay, fellas. So 2 pounds of ground beef. We're going to use Mexane chili powder. Mexane, Mexane. You can find it at your local More for Less. It's the only one we use. So, as I was saying, when you ground your beef, you can either throw your packet of chili seasonings, like in a full packet that you can get for like 99 cents at McCormick's, or you can wait till the end. I wait. I just want to brown it. I want to season it with our garlic or salt or pepper. Sprinkle a little onion in there. So then once we got that beef ground, then we're going to go ahead, 2 to 3
Gotta have the
tablespoons. 2 to 3 tablespoons of Mexane, plus our packet of chili seasoning. McCormick's is generally what we use. We're going to go with 2 cans. It's 14 and a half ounces per can. So if you get 29 ounces, that's 14 and a half plus 14 and a half, right, Rain Man? 29 ounces of diced tomatoes. Now, I like to buy the chili ready diced tomatoes. Why? There's a little extra flavor on there, Dave. There's a difference between regular diced tomatoes and chili ready diced tomatoes. From there, we're going to throw in some chili beans, just straight up chili beans. Whatever kind of beans they are, whatever kind of brand. I think for the batches I made this past was Brooks. Throw bushes in there.
They're the best.
Joan of Arc used to find every once in a while there, more for less.
So you don't get like hot or mild chili beans, just
I get
chili-
mild. I get hot. I don't do the hot. I don't do the hot because of the palate for some that I'm cooking for. I'm going to throw 32 ounces of tomato juice in there. And then I'm going to throw tomato paste. Now, here's another important thing that a lot of people don't do. They skip this step, Dave. I take a little pinch of sugar in there. A little pinch of sugar helps with the acidity of the tomatoes.
I'm out.
You don't even taste it. It's a pinch.
That's okay.
You're full of shit. Hey, you know that chili you ate at my house 2 weeks ago? Pinch of sugar in it. You would have had no idea. No idea. So now, Dave, you get all this together and you kind of bring her to a boil. Now, if you're going to throw noodles in, this is where you do it. Usually take a half a box for this recipe, half a box spaghetti noodles, break them in half, throw them in there. Now, depending on how you like it, mine turns out to be a little thicker.
I like thick chili.
Because the noodles are going to absorb that extra moisture. So if you're real worried about moisture content and you want it to be a little bit more liquid, when you rinse your cans, don't just dump it down the sink. Rinse the cans, get those extra flavors off of them, dump them into your soup. Because if your soup is too liquid, all you got to do is just let it roll a little bit. It'll burn off, some of that water, moisture into steam, because that's where water goes into. So that's chili soup. That's what it is. That's my chili recipe, handed down through years of folklore. My dear sweet mother. It was that's how she always made chili. That's how we make it in our household. Oyster crackers, a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese.
Sour cream, hot sauce.
Never dealt with. I don't decorate it that much. Always used to eat it with cornbread. Used to eat it with some
Not a
cornbread.
guy.
Really?
Too gritty.
Now, Jim makes this cornbread casserole with cream corn in it. And it's
Oh, little cream corn there. Little cream corn.
for.
Yeah.
To be fair.
so next week I get to do a
You get one.
soup.
So shout out Ashley Myron because she was upset because she had her crock pot ready for
And you were
soup.
trying to just blow on by it.
I said soup last week. She was pissed off about the week before.
Yeah,
last
'cause
week
we
I did
teased it
I did
beginning
the
of
white
September.
chicken chili last week.
Yeah, so we did chili this time around. Dave's got it next week. He's gonna have a banger of a recipe. If you got any questions on that recipe, let me know. We can submit it. We can send it to you. We'll let you know how to make it.
Since it's going to be, and I'm not being a dick, since it's going to be slightly chilly, I think mid-50s of the evenings down there, should we make a batch of chili in Florida? I mean, mid-50s is probably okay for porch sitting in Florida, huh? With chili?
Yeah.
Now you're high as a kite.
Okay. I didn't know if chili worked for singing. Nothing else does. I thought I'd try that.